Always like to see those, and I think you do too, Sean.
Absolutely, and I'm also a little miffed because I didn't know they actually shot rockets out of Virginia. So I'm going to go look that up later and try to figure that out. In the dark on that one. All right, wind advisory for portions of Santa Barbara down through Ventura County, and timing. We're going to expect to lose the wind advisory for Santa Barbara County by tomorrow morning, very early in the morning. The wind warning is also expected to go out tonight for portions of Ventura County. That'd be the interior areas, the mountains, but we're going to turn this more into a Santa Ana, so we'll keep the coastal plain, most of it, except for the immediate shoreline where you'll get a little bit of a counteract with an onshore wind. But just back in those areas like, say, Santa Paula, back toward Camarillo, and maybe then down, of course, into the Conejo Valley, you'll hold on to a little bit of that offshore flow all day long. And today's high, look at that. Because we had a north wind, Santa Barbara, you were a little warmer than most areas, at least on the mild side, even with that brisk kind of cold wind. It comes over the mountains and it warmed up. So you can see, comparing yourself to Santa Maria, only at 61, about 3 degrees below where you should be for this time of year. And in about 24 hours or so, watch these areas as you look at these temperatures today. Those areas that got the wind over the mountain and down toward the coastline saw a little bit of a warming, but other areas, as we get back to the central coast, we're on the cool side. So what I was about to say was, in 24 hours, I'll show these temperatures tomorrow night. We'll probably see about at least 5 to maybe 8, 10 degrees warming as we start to warm the atmosphere up a little bit and lose some of the chilly weather that kind of came in with this latest northerly storm system. Right now, a lot of 50s out there, some low 50s, still a little bit warmer for the south coast, as you do expect to get that with that little bit of an offshore twist in the wind. Gaviota, Goleta, you're getting winds right now sustained at 13, 19 miles an hour. The gusts, look at Goleta, really popping off right there at 29 miles an hour. And then we look at the humidity values, because this was a storm system to our north bringing in moisture. There is still some moisture out there, especially north of the Santa Ynez range. As you head farther south, of course, with that offshore effect, you start to dry out, and wouldn't be surprised if I show this again in 24 hours. We see everybody getting a lot drier as we get more of a northeasterly flow. Now, one more time, getting too far to the north again, that storm system popping over the top of us. So we just get the flush behind it, which is dry conditions and more wind. In fact, we're not really seeing any sort of chinks in this armor, or kinks in the armor, I should say, as we get toward the end of next week. We run into March, and there you go. So guess what? We might end up having an almost completely dry February, which is not good. So looking at our friends in Texas, we're trying to slowly move the cold air out. You notice below average issues at least through the next day or two, but it's getting much, much better. It's also dry right now, which is also very important. So we're trying to work on it there. And look at this. Even now, Dallas is much better than just a couple of days ago. Your overnight lows will likely start to stay above freezing for much of Texas, or at least the portions that we expect that. So that's the good news, is that they're slowly bringing back their more moderate atmosphere. So we need that. Now watch how fast everything just clears out here. The storm systems, they roll over the top of us, and the energy runs like this. So much of California, especially south of San Francisco, everything just keeps getting like a wiper blade just wiped away as far as moisture. And that's, again, because everything running over the top of us into the east. Wind will turn more northeast, so we see Ventura kind of lighting up tomorrow. And then it looks like it gets kind of quiet, but wouldn't be surprised if we see more of the offshore winds next week, because more storm systems are rolling over the top of us, and that always pushes that north to northeasterly flow. And there, your high temperatures expected. So a little bump for Santa Maria today, 61. Computer says maybe 71 tomorrow. Interestingly enough, the south coast might actually cool a tiny bit tomorrow, but still be very warm. And then as we head into Monday, you noticed Santa Barbara, I should say Ventura County, really going up almost to 80. In fact, by Tuesday, we could see some 80s popping up in central and southern California with that offshore flow. Winds easing, I should say. Sunny and nice for the Santa Barbara south coast. As you head farther north, we do expect a little bit warmer, as today was a little on the chilly side. Tomorrow, probably less wind and just a little bit more mild temperatures, and that is really an understatement when you have 60s and 70s and we're in late February. A little bit of surf out there. We do have a wind swell and some ground swell out of the south, so we do have some choppy conditions out there, boat issues. Outer waters, that's gale, and then the inner waters, that is a small craft advisory. country. Now, a quick look at our 7-day forecast, and here we go. Warming and nice, and also, unfortunately, dry all the way through the week. As you can see right there, we do not expect any rain through next week, and we start to knock on the door of March as we head into next weekend. So we're going to send it to break, and we'll be right back in just a minute. Please stay tuned.
Let me put this on. I can hear you